So as we continue toward our goal here, which is to eventually get into stoichiometry, which is going to use all of this in actual calculations, I want to take a step back and sort of discuss how we can think about this. Especially, how can we think about this in ways that are maybe a little easier to understand, a little more straightforward. In a lot of ways, we could say that a chemical equation is kind of like a recipe for making those products. And so let's, instead of looking at one of these chemical equations, let's consider the following. So 4 cups of flour, half an ounce of yeast, 3 tablespoons of sugar, and a tablespoon of salt. We're also going to need some water, but not going to worry about its quantity here. So what is this information going to tell us? What is this good for? So this is a very basic recipe for making bagels. And these amounts here will make you about 12 bagels. Well, the type of calculation that we do here is exactly the same kind of thing that we're going to do when we get to actual stoichiometry. So let's say that we opened up our cabinet and we found 10 cups of flour. How many bagels will that let us make? Well, what's our conversion factor? Our conversion, 4 cups of flour, is 12 bagels. So we can set it up this way. And we can see that if we open our cabinet and find 10 cups of flour, that's enough flour for us to make 30 bagels. Just like we looked at for a chemical reaction. If we have 1 mole, that lets us make some number of moles of product. What if we opened the cabinet and found we only had 1 tablespoon of sugar? Well, now we're going to use the ratio of sugar. At that point, with only 1 tablespoon of sugar, only enough to make 4 bagels. So I know it might not seem right now like this has a lot to do with our chemical equations, but this is the way we want to think about it. Everything that we would do here if we were in the kitchen, to think about it this way, it's going to be the same thing when we apply it to our chemical reactions. And that's something that we're going to learn how to do here in a little while.